Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hi. How's everybody doing? Welcome to B.O.W.S. Hello. How's everybody day? Hopefully your day is great. I had a really busy, productive day, so hopefully you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just letting it cycle through. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to B.O.W.S. Beauty of a Woman's Strength. It is a beautiful thing for women to be strong. Just saying. So I want to welcome you guys here to our show. Welcome everybody. I don't know why my thing is acting silly. Oh, so how was your day? Hopefully your day was better than mine. Okay. Cause my song. I love PJ Moore, y'all. Hey, there we go. I'm turning it down. Hey. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Hello, you, and you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for taking out your wonderful time to listen to little old me who tries to win over the world with empowerment. So this is our mission we're here to doing. So hopefully you guys bear with me, and we're gonna have a good show tonight. I've been meaning to get just a certain person on, so hopefully we're gonna do so. I'm working. That's in the works right now, so I'm not gonna tell you who it is yet, but we're definitely gonna have somebody on soon. Okay. So please, if you are on, please like and share, guys. If you are on, like and share. You can also watch right now from YouTube. If you go to Bolsiana, it is streaming live right now from YouTube. We're also streaming from my personal page, and we're also streaming from my business page as well, Bowls. If you are not a friend on Facebook, you can definitely go on there and just click, friend or whatever, and then I'll go ahead and accept you, so you can get these videos. Also, you can go to YouTube and you can watch on there as well. But when you do, I would greatly appreciate if you went to subscribe to my channel. That would be so great. Yeah, so I'm just giving it time right now for it to cycle around, guys, cycle around. Please like and share. Please like and share, y'all. I'm trying to spread the love. Okay, we're trying to here to spread the love. So that's what we're here to do. Y'all know every time I get on here, I always read my mission statement. So here we go. Y'all know this is B.O.W.S. Y'all know we're here to empower. This is Women's Wednesday. We're here to empower my girls, my ladies, my sisters. How y'all doing? Listen, this business, this entire purpose for why I'm here is for this reason. We are a sisterhood dedicated to empowering the lives of women across the world. Our mission is to build stronger women from within by enhancing their knowledge of who they are and to connect with the power that resides in unity. We will commit to withstanding all adversities with poise, beauty, and love, forever showing the essence of a woman's touch through prayer and fasting, to never giving up, to never devaluing ourselves, but will vow to be strong and knowing that together we make the strongest bow. So that's what we are here to do. We are here to empower, to strengthen, to speak into, to gain knowledge, information, because knowledge is power. So listen, I want y'all to tune in every Wednesday. We're here at 7 p.m. I would appreciate it so much. At the end, I always give out my roll call to all those who tuned in. So just to give you my extra thank yous. We got some announcements. Y'all know Father's Day is coming up. So if you have any donations you would like to give down there so we can put our Father's Day basket together, please do so. If you just want to be in the kindness of your wonderful corazon, just to give a donation to my company, period, because y'all know we're nonprofit organizations, so we're not a for-profit. We don't, have something that we're selling. We're just doing this all for free, and we're just giving out this information. We're doing so many things, okay? So I want you guys to participate with us and help us raise money and do so we can do different things for you guys, okay? So that's what we're here for. So a couple announcements. Y'all know June 18th is our tea time. It's our lemonade and Rose's tea time. Okay, it's going to be held at the Ewing Community Center. Ewing Community Center at 999 Lower Ferry Road in Ewing, New Jersey. So I hope to see all my ladies. All my ladies. All my ladies. Hey, all my ladies. Now put your hands up. Listen, I hope I see y'all June 18th, okay? June 18th at the Ewing Community Center. The address is 999 Lower Ferry Road in Ewing, New Jersey. Okay, so that's our next tea time is coming up, and then y'all know after that, y'all got Lady B birthday is coming up June 26th. So hopefully y'all shout me out, on Facebook, give me a little birthday love, you know how we do. All right, so please, I hope to see all of you there. All right. Wait, hold on, somebody saying something to me. What is she saying? Okay, yes, Jessica, you can tune on now if you want to. All right, just hit the link. All right, so we got a Christmas ball coming up. It's either going to be December 17th or December 18th or the 16th, one of those days. Y'all know it's a ticketed event. It is a fundraiser. We're gonna have so much fun, y'all. I'm so excited. Hey, Markia, how you doing, boo? Hello, Monique. How are you? I'm definitely gonna do my roll call at the end. So if I don't get to you right now, please, charge them heart. Charge them head and them heart, okay? All right, so don't forget our tea time, June 18th. I want y'all to show up. This is what we do. We do a segment, what we call our tea time segment, and we write down some things about what we put in our teacup, and we have discussion. It is so much fun, y'all. And this tea time is really going to be good. Like, y'all really don't want to miss this one. I mean, Alicia Davis got some good stuff going on. Okay. She got some really good stuff. I'm kind of like inspired myself. So I really want to thank her so much. Thank you, Alicia, for hosting a tea time for me. If you would like to host a tea time for me, let me know. Hit me up. You can email me at sboombos@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Either way, sing a smoke screen, signal, a pigeon, a letter, however you like. You can do that. It's great. Okay. So I would love it, love it, love it if you would like to host a tea time for me. That would be awesome. Please do so. Please, please, please do so. We have so much fun. It's a great way for our sisters to come together to really fellowship and to draw strength from each other. You would be amazed at how much you learn about yourself and just things that you discover about yourself and things that you need to do in your life just by hearing other people talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're here. We come to draw strength from each other and to be empowered. So that's what these tea times are really purpose for. Okay, so listen, don't forget, come out June 18th. Also, December, we're doing our Christmas ball. That's also a ticket event. We'll have more information for that. And don't forget, Father's Day, we're doing Father's Day basket. Listen, Amazon is still hiring, guys. So hit up Amazon if you need information about that. You can go to my webpage. It is called B.O.W.S.com. That's BEAUTIBOWS.com. Okay, beautybows.com. Go in there. All of this information and what I'm talking about right now is on there right now. So everything that I'm talking about is on there. Okay. So everything, every little thing. If you want a job at Amazon, also there's another daycare that's hiring in Levittown, Pennsylvania. So if you want like information on that, please hit me up, inbox me, email me, sboombos@gmail.com. You can hit me up on here on Facebook Messenger, however you would like. Let me know if you're looking for a position in a child care center. Okay, so they're hiring as well. I think that's all my announcements as far besides my birthday. Y'all know June 26th. Listen, every year I always ask you guys to pay it forward. So on June 26th, I would like you guys to pay it forward. I mean, I usually on my birthday, I would go to like a fast food restaurant like a McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or Chick-fil-A or something like that. And then I would buy somebody lunch. That's pretty much what I do on my birthdays. So I'm asking you guys if you guys can pay it forward on June 26th and buy somebody some lunch or, take your coworker out, buy lunch, coffee, something of that nature, something ain't going to break your pockets 100%, right? So if you could do that for me, so that would be a wonderful gift that you can give me for my birthday just to pay it forward, okay? So that's something I'm asking you guys for. Other than that, I think I'm done with all of these announcements, but we about to get into the crux of this conversation, y'all, because I'm excited. I'm always excited. My girlfriend told me I'm always excited. My best friend, she told me I'm always excited. I am. I kind of really am. Like, there's probably why I work in childcare, and work with kids because, they give you youthfulness. You know what I'm saying? They need to help me with this weight, girl, because I'm trying to lose all of this weight before I turn 40. Listen, sister about to be 39. How you doing? Okay. So listen, we're going to talk about some relationship stuff. And listen, I can see you on Facebook and I can see you on YouTube. So if you are tuning in from either or, send the questions, comments, whatever. I'll read it over on here. We're going to have some good discussion tonight. If I am missing anything, y'all, and I'm only 39. Well, I ain't claiming it yet. So I got a couple more weeks. I'm only 38. Y'all let me know. Let a sister know. I can see you. I can see you, Kimberly. I can see you, Marquita. I can see you, Monique. I can see y'all. Okay. So, if I'm missing something, let me know. Let a sister know. All right. So, because we're gonna talk about some things, and I think these are important. If you have a significant other, if you have a boyfriend, fiance, husband, significant other, however the case may be, let's review if your relationship is healthy, right? How do you know if you have a healthy relationship? How is that something that you know, right? Let's turn PJ down a little bit. So how do you know that you have a really good, healthy relationship? Is it just because you wake up and you're so happy with this person every day? So that's how you know your relationship is great and it's healthy. Is it because you guys know how to work together or whatever the case may be? Like what details and what source of validity I want to say would entail you having a healthy relationship? Like, let's ask that question first. Like, let that be the first question that we ask. Then we're going to go into figuring out, okay, or do we have these things? Because I'll be honest with you, waking up happy every day that you're with the person, that's great. But that subsides after a while because that's called the honeymoon phase. Okay, you're in the honeymoon phase of your relationship because it's fresh and it's new. But after a while, you need some tools. You need to have tools that both of you can do together to make sure that you not only have a healthy relationship, but sustain it. You want to be able to sustain a healthy relationship, not just say I got one, and we're good because we go out every weekend, or we I don't know, whatever. That don't really qualify a healthy relationship. Um, my question is, are y'all present together? Are y'all talking? How is the communication? And we're gonna go into all of these things, and that's pretty much what something. This is the help and the encouragement that I wanted to bring today to you guys. So I pulled up something. Y'all know I'm always pulling up articles all over. I got therapists and psychologists that I know of that they put me in the right direction. So I got an article that talks about the 5 essentials for a healthy relationship. So these are 5 things that pretty much you're going to need in a relationship. I may throw some stuff in here as I go because, I'm kind of familiar with relationship. I'm just gonna put it like that, right? So I'm kind of familiar with relationship. I'm not an expert. I will not. This is not law. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out some ideas to you. Either you catch it or you can leave it. It's fine with me, but I just want to help you out a little bit. Okay. So the first thing, it says whether you've been in a relationship before or this is your first time, here are a few things that are essentials for a healthy relationship. All right. So number one, which I love that they did, it's open communication. So it's not just communication, right? It's not just communication. It's open communication. So one hallmark of a healthy relationship is the ability to communicate openly. Significant others should be able to talk about how they're feeling and emphasize with one another. I'm gonna put a period, right? I'm putting a period right there. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't know about y'all ladies. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like women are more prone to function in the communication area more than men do. Not trying to say men don't communicate or they don't talk, but I think we're more active in the communication area. And because of it, I think the stands that men will put up sometimes is, I don't want to hear this. Here we go again. Why you gotta talk so much? Can you just get to the point? Can you just get to the point? Like, get to the point. Let's not take me around the mulberry bush because you talking too long, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, they're not. Men are mostly not talkers, right? They're not talkers. They're not going to talk to you like we do. We want to take you on the journey, right? we want we want to take you on a journey. We want to go from start to finish. They just want you to get to the finish. Like, just get to the point, and that's it. And I think that you need to find a medium, a nice fine balance of that, because it shouldn't be too much of talking, and it shouldn't be too much of I don't want to hear you. So if you can find a nice balance, I think that would be better instead of hush up, instead of instead of it just being one or the other. Like, it can't be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, as long as the most important part is to be heard, and that's going to be in here too, right? Is listening and feeling to be heard, right? So yes. So significant others should be able to talk about how they feel and emphasize with one another. So if it's a difficult to share true feelings with the other person, it may mean more trust is needed to be built. How? So in other words, they're saying if it's difficult for you to talk to a person, your significant other, think about that. And see, this is what I want you to listen to. I'm gonna say this word because it just makes it more revelatory. If it's difficult for you to talk to your husband or for you to talk to your wife, somebody got some trust issues. Period. That's what it says. If it's difficult to share your true feelings with the other person, your husband, wife, whatever, it means that they may be more trust needing to be built. Period. Right? Holding back feelings can mean that we aren't sure how the other person will respond, or we're afraid of being judged. So that means you married this person and said a whole I do spend all of that money on that day just to not trust them. That don't make no sense to me. I'm a little perturbed about that. Like, why would you entrust this person with your whole entire life to live with them forever, through life and death, and not trust them? Something is wrong. So that means communication should be open. It should be across the board. It should be trusting. It should be trustworthy. It should be available, regardless of how it may fall. As long as you're saying, of course, you have to communicate correctly, but as long as you're doing that, it should fall. It should come out. It should happen. You should not feel like, oh, I can't talk to this person. You're spending the rest of your life with this person, even if you dating them, or even if you guys are contemplating on spending your life together. Either way, these are the ingredients that you need to really have a healthy relationship. You can't just say, "Oh, we that's my boo, and that's my boo, and that's all." That's my boo ain't gonna carry y'all for umpteen years. You ask the married couple that's been married for 60 and 70 years, what what got them through? I bet you ain't gonna say, oh, because I said that's my boo and that's it. And I just looked at her or looked at him as my boo and it just worked. No, boo, relationship is work. Relationship take a whole lot of work. And not only does it take work, but it takes self-discovery because you evolve. So how you were in your teens and 20s, it's not how you're going to be in your 30s and 40s, right? You evolve, so things change. So you have to rediscover yourself as well as your mate, and you have to be accepting of who they are, and then communicate likewise whatever the needs are and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it should never not be a trusting situation. Like, you should be able to trust the person that you're with, to be able to talk to them however and not feel like you're going to be judged or something is wrong or whatever. I think spouses do not tell each other everything. Well, they should. I think you should. I think like, think about that. Think about the comment that you just made. Spouses, you share bodies together. You know what I'm saying? You have that sexual exchange, right? You share money, financial exchange. You share all of these exchanges that are openly and okay and trustworthy. And you mean to tell me that you can't share a communication exchange openly? That don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's way more intimate things that is happening here besides words, right? But yet we're trusting with our body. We're trusting with our money. We're trusting with these things. But you mean to tell me you can't be trusting with words and talking and communicating? Like, that's crazy. That, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so you have to get to the point where you can trust this person enough to let go of the fear, right? Let go of the fear and to be able to trust this person, especially if you're married to them, right? So it says, oftentimes, especially in a few relationships, it means we're still learning how to communicate effectively with one another. And communication can be hard. It can be hard if you make it hard, right? It can be difficult if you make it difficult. That's all I know. But if you work at it, it gets better. It gets better. And like I said, the dual part, like you said, Marquia, self-discovery is important because you need to be able to express yourself in ways that may or may not be comfortable. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like you have to communicate from two places, from the place of self and from the place of consideration, right? So you're not only going to communicate from a place of, oh, just me, 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 me. No, you have to be able to consider too. Consider how they feel. Listen, right? To listen to how they feel and take in consideration. Develop a level of balance so that way there can be an establishment of trust. That's pretty much, how that healthiness. If you want a healthy relationship. If you don't want a healthy relationship and you want something unhealthy, keep doing what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. Right? So, however, communication can become unhealthy when one partner in a relationship feels the need to influence the other person through person's thoughts or behaviors. In this situation, it can be helpful to set boundaries. Y'all know I like boundaries, right? Y'all know I like boundaries. I will set a boundary in a New York minute. I have no problem. Because one thing about me is I don't do well, and this is just in my evolvingness of myself. I don't do well with arguing. I'm not an arguer. I don't like that. I think I get more angry that I have to argue with you than debate or talk or have because we can disagree, but not be disagreeable, right? So I don't like to have little round the circle back and forth kind of like if we're not productive and we're not going straight and we ain't come out this loop and we still looping. I can't do it. I get frustrated. I don't like it. Like if you are not mature enough to be able to have a conversation about how you feel and conduct yourself likewise, but I can't do it. I can't do it. And it does take work. It does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work on yourself to know how to communicate to people, and just knowing yourself and what you can take, what you can't take, or just communicating what it is that you need in that moment, right? So so if, say for instance, you're talking with your spouse or your loved one or whomever, and what they're saying, you're feeling attacked. Instead of you doing like what we normally do and become defensive, it would be more healthier for you to say, okay, right now, can you explain what you mean when you say this, that, and the third? Because I'm feeling a little attacked right now, and I don't want to feel attacked if that's not what's happening. So if you can explain this portion, see how much that's better than for you to just jump the gun and to automatically get defensive, and they'll probably don't mean what you're thinking, but you're already done went to 100 so quickly, and that's the problem. It's like, no, you have it's a dual responsibility in communication and in talking to each other. Like the person has to be able to say, I'm in counseling, and we have this thing called effective communication, right? And I am not ashamed to say it. Yes, I am in counseling. Boop. So and like it's called effective communication, right? So when you talk, a person talks and they have to be precise and concise, right? For the betterment of balance. And then when that person is finished talking effectively, you have to validate. Once you validate, then now it's that person's time to talk. And that's pretty much how communication should go, right? It should be any interruptions. And if there is interruptions, I've learned you got to raise your hand, ask for to be able to interject. You know what I'm saying? If you can conduct yourself like that in communication and in conversation with your loved one, do you know how wonderful your relationship will be. Like, it's just amazing. It will be so, so, so amazing. Okay. So it says express your needs. Yeah, that's what I said. Like I said, express your needs and naming your limits are just two examples of healthy boundary settings. And healthy relationships is one where boundaries are honored. Yes, boundaries. And that would be, like I said, with the analogy of you know, right. So that would be along the boundary of if a person gets offended. So instead of you getting offended and immediately emoting from that place, now you need to, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I need to recognize how I'm feeling, and I need to explain to them that this is what I'm feeling. So I need more understanding. This is my need. So right now I need more understanding and more clarity of what you're saying to me right now, because this is how I'm feeling. And I know it may seem like it's a chore or like ridiculous to have to talk that way, but yes, it's necessary. It's very necessary. It's very, very, very necessary, because just imagine how much smoother your conversations will be, right? Um, it says the other person needs to be aware of what they say also, so the convo doesn't go left. It's on. Absolutely. And I like what Marquia said. It says fear stifles growth in relationship. Tone, text, and timing is helpful. I like that. Can you, Marquia, explain that for me, please? Tone, tact, and timing. I like that. I want you to, if you can, put that on there for me, because that's great. I never heard that one before, but I've heard something similar to that. So that's great. All right, so we're going on to number two. So healthy relationships number two. So we covered communication. So listen, I gave you some great tips on how to communicate with your loved one, significant other, your boo boo, stank, your wife, your whomever, whatever they are to you, friends or whatever. I gave you some good tips on that. Okay, because communication is really important. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's the crux of your relationship, outside of trust and the core foundations of relationship. I can't see nothing. Communication is never gonna go nowhere. Like, it's gonna be there forever. Oh, hold on, wait, I got somebody. Who is this person? Who is this person? Wait a minute. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna do that, because no. Mr. Boone, you're not on there. I don't see you, so okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to number two. Another aspect of number two is listening and feeling heard. Number two is listening and feeling heard. All right. So it says, um, so just like I spoke about how women, we talk a lot and men don't really like to listen that much. I feel like it's in reverse, because now, you know, no, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair and say that men and women don't really listen that well, unless you've been trained to know how to listen well. I'm gonna say men and women really don't know how to listen that well, because we get definitely caught in our feelings, and then those people who don't feel like they're heard, that's the over talkers. Okay, so I learned that if you have a person who is always over talking, it's because they feel like they're not heard. So they have to speak louder or get their point across or something of that nature. And yeah, that's not healthy. It doesn't do anything. Like, you talking louder and over a person that's talking, I'm trying to figure out, how is that healthy? Not. Doesn't do anything besides make matters worse, right? So it would behoove you to do that, and it would just make more sense for you to do it this way. Having someone listen to us and feeling heard is important. In a healthy relationship, both people should feel relatively comfortable bringing up issues. You should feel comfortable bringing up an issue. If you feel like you can't bring up issues to your significant other, your boo boo, thing, your husband, wife, or whomever, that's a problem because it's not always great all the time. There's no unicorn sunbeams and rainbows with clouds all the time. This is not. That's not the case. Ever, never. Okay. Yeah, no, that's unrealistic. And realistically, there may be some bumpy bumps in the road. You may have some issues that may come up, right? Um, and so you have to deal with them. And my thing is, the sooner you deal with them, the better they leave. And it takes two people to deal with something because you can't deal with something by yourself. And if ain't no person gonna be mature enough to properly deal with something, then you gonna have to table it until that moment comes. And it may be years and years and years down the road because folk need time to mature and to grow up. Sometimes that may be the case. So you gotta table it until it's a grown up moment for people to mature themselves and to evolve enough to the point where, okay, now I can be more available to hear and to listen and to communicate and talk and to deal with whatever the situation or issue is. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? So it says, in a healthy relationship, both people should feel relatively comfortable bringing up issues, expressing themselves, and listening to one another. Why not every conversation is going to be easy? Both partners should feel that they will be heard. You will be heard. So I'm going to read what she says about her tone, tact, and timing, right? It says tone of your voice or speaking to each other. Tact means using the right words that are not harmful, and timing is always helpful because it is you or your spouse maybe experiencing a bad day. Okay, a bad day. So I was experiencing a bad day or something of that sort. I like that. So I'm gonna write. Hold on, let me write this down. I just ain't got my pen. Yes, I do. I got my pen. I told y'all keep a pen and a pad and a something close by. I'm gonna write this down. So here we go. So tone, we got tone, tact, tone, right? Tact and timing. Y'all write this stuff down. I'm writing it down. So tone is how you speak, your speaking voice. How you speak to each other, right? How are you speaking? So tact means using the right words. So using the right words, right? Make sure they're not harmful, right, to each other. And timing is always helpful because you want to make sure that you do it in a way that doesn't come right when the person get home. Like your husband come home, literally just home from work. Ladies, come on, I talk to you about something. Why you leave your drawer to the don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that to your husband. And I'm sorry, husband, that your wife is doing that to you. But don't do that. Let him decompress. And vice versa. If you're home and she coming home, don't be like, why you ain't cook my dinner? Why you ain't da 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 da? Why no, sir? Let her decompress, relax, give her a minute to woosah. She just got in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like have that moment of relaxation or decompression, so that way y'all can manage yourself correctly. So yes, I like timing. Yep. Um, be aware. So I'm gonna say be aware of when you want to talk. That's what I'm saying. All right. Yes. I like that. Tone, tact, and timing. I like that. I like that a lot. Good job. Right? So that's wonderful. So it says, While not every conversation is going to be easy, both partners should feel that they will be heard. When a person's feelings or needs are ignored, not respected, the relationship can suffer. That is the absolute truth. And I want to obliviate this notion. Um, the notion, what it says, make you write that down. I want to obliviate this notion. So here's the notion. Um, Hold on. When a person feels needs ignored or not respected, um, I just lost my whole train of thought. I did reading this thing. I totally did. I think I wanted to say the notion that there you go. Ignoring things. I don't know if you are a person, whomever I'm talking to, feels like, oh, if I ignore it, it's going to go away. Yeah, no, sorry. Just ain't going to happen. Um, at any point in time that issues and problems and things come up, they got to be dealt with immediately, right away. Unless if there is disturbance in the force, then there needs to be a break. We need to break and reconvene at another time. But other than that, uh, you definitely can't ignore how you feel. And nobody's feelings is ever wrong. Can't tell somebody that what they're feeling is not how they should feel. It's not right. Can't do that. You're not them. You're not who they are. You're not their experiences. You're not their thoughts and how they feel about life or whatever. You can't do that. You don't have the right to tell someone that how they feel is not right. Now, if how they feel is um different, or I want to say like opposite of what should have happened, like for instance, I'm just gonna create a scenario. So say like if your wife like purple roses and but you didn't really know that too much. So you went and you bought her red roses, right? And you come home, you know, um, I don't like don't get upset if her reaction isn't probably what you probably wanted. And a lot of that happened because some people feel like, oh, well, because he gave me something or she gave me something, I'm supposed to be appreciative of it. Yes, you can say thank you. That's appreciation. Saying thank you is appreciation. But it should be okay to communicate and say, but I don't like red roses, right? That's not a ungrateful thing to say. It's information that you should have needed, or you should have had, or you should have known. Likewise, you know what I'm saying. This is all part of communication. If you would have been maybe like a couple days later, I'm like, babe, what kind of roses you like again? And she'd be like, oh yeah, I like purple ones, okay. And then 2 or 3 days later, boom, information. You got the information. Granted, your efforts was great. Kudos to you. But at the end of the day, it's all about the information. And then don't like I want to speak more towards getting upset about their reaction. Because we get upset about the reaction and we immediately go to, oh, you ungrateful. I went out and spent my hard-earned money to buy you some flowers and you want to act like this? Yep. Yes, I am. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. And that's your fault because you should have asked me what I liked. Simple, right? and it should be okay. So like for instance, I'm gonna tell you this long, long, long time ago. I mean, like years ago. I had I had bought Mr. Boom some sneakers. Never really, never really engaged or asked any questions about what his favorite sneaker is. I didn't really care. I didn't think about to ask him any questions, nothing like that. I was just in the store. I seen these sneakers, and it was nice to me. You know, this happened to be Reeboks. So I bought the Reeboks. Okay, they were nice. I bought them. Go home. I'm excited. Like, ooh, I got you something. You know, boom. Gave him the sneakers, and he was like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. This, yeah, yep. Thank you." I'm like, wait, why you not happy? Like, you need to be happy. I just spent my money to buy you these sneakers. You need to be happy right now. Like, what is the problem? And like, thank God it's bless his heart because he was really trying his hardest to show a level of gratefulness for what I did, but he don't like Reebok. He's a Nike person. I did not know that. And so and magically enough, I didn't really get too upset about his reaction. I was just like, oh, oops. I kind of ate it. I had to eat it because I didn't know he was like a 100% Nike person like that. Because I've seen him wear Pumas before and stuff like that, but I didn't know he wasn't into Reeboks like that. So that I ended up doing that. So it's the same type of situation. So I couldn't get mad at him for his reaction to what I bought him because I didn't do my research. I didn't research enough. You know what I'm saying? That's why communication is important, and listening and being heard is important. Listening to what your spouse or insignificant other needs and wants. You know what I'm saying? That those things are important. Compromise and ongoing communication are key in respecting each other's feelings, needs, and values. But compromise should not always be one way. A woman should not be the only one compromising all the time, and a man should not always be compromising all the time. It should be balanced. I told y'all that big B word, the best word that you can ever have in your relationship is balance. You have to find it. Now don't compare your relationship to others, okay? Because they may have their relationship balanced the way they do. That don't mean that's going to work for you too, right? And they may have their relationship balanced the way it is for them. That don't mean that's going to work for you too. You have to talk. You have to talk. You have to talk. You have to talk and find where your balance is, where your middle is, where you guys can compromise together as one. Ouch, that hurt. If one partner actively disrespects, ignores, or demeans the other, this is abusive, right? We don't want to be disrespectful. We don't want to ignore, right? We don't want to be demeaning or anything of that nature. Partners who behave this way also treat someone's ideas or feelings with contempt, with contempt, right? So that's not something that you want to do. You don't want to be disrespectful. You don't want to be doing these things because if you're doing them, if that's the type of person you are, then obviously you're going to carry that in relationship as well. All right. All right. So that is listening and feeling heard. And that's one thing I know everybody, I was going to say women, but men and women want to be heard. Okay. You want to be heard. You want to be heard. You want somebody to hear your heart. You want someone to hear your head sometimes, even though our head is not 100% reliable. But you want somebody to hear what's in your head and what's in your heart. And so that's the place that you have to make yourself available to, is to hear what's in your head, to hear what's in your heart as well. Okay. That's right. You got to be grateful for whatever your significant other does for you, period. Yeah, you do. You do have to be grateful. Um, and but like I was saying, being grateful is and is saying thank you. And just because you're grateful that they did something nice for you doesn't mean that you cannot express that this is not something that you like or prefer or whatever. Like, I feel like, that's freedom. That's a mature, well put relationship when I can. I'm not going to use myself. So say like Susie can come home and bring something to her husband, and Joe's like, "Thank you, babe, but I don't wear this. This is not something that I wear. I'm sorry, I don't like it." She in that moment should not feel like, "Oh, you ungrateful." No, she said, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, babe. All right, I'll go back and get you something else." Simple. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, in the ideal world, we don't do stuff like that. Like, we wouldn't like, react that way. Because let somebody say, "Oh, that was nice. Thank you so much, but I don't really like this." Oh, what you trying to be ungrateful? Is that what you is? You be ungrateful in this moment right now? Like, for real, I spent all that money on you, and you been telling me you can't be thankful and grateful for what I bought you? That's what we do. Like that, right there. That's you. And if that's you, raise your hand and say hi. Raise your hand. Go tell the truth. Raise your hand and say that's you, because you know that's you. And it shouldn't even be that way. It's okay. It's either one or two things are wrong, and this is where fairness comes into play, because it's either you didn't do your homework or you ignored what they said. Point blank and the period. That's pretty much what has happened. It's either um you didn't do your homework or you ignored what they said. Point blank and the period. And that's just how that goes, right? All right. So number three, we're moving along, moving along, moving along, yo. All right. Y'all know me. I've been making up songs and stuff. All right. Number three says working through disagreements. Ooh, I like this part. I like this part. I like this part a lot. I like it. I like it. I like it. Because I get a kick. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna tell you the type of person I am. The type of person I am is I don't mind having disagreements. I don't mind having. I don't mind other people being who they are. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like. It's okay. That's you. Accept the people for who they are, right? Accept them for who they are, and that's what it boils down to. Acceptance. So I accept you. If you like Nikes, oh, that's you, and it's okay. If I got it wrong, I got it wrong. Shame on me, right? And accepting people for who they are. So if disagreements happen and they come along, it's okay. It happens. It's a part of life and relationship. The coup de grace is you don't have to be disagreeable though. And that's where I live. I live in that department. I like to be able, it's so rewarding to not be on the same page with a person or even your significant other, and yet you can have the discussion and talk about it and leave the discussion like, okay, we have an understanding now. Even though I came not liking this and they came not really understanding what was about to happen, and then the conversation went over well. There was active listening going on. There was listening and feeling heard being going on, stuff like that. So now we're able to come to a solution and solve the problem and create boundaries or whatever needs to be done in that conversation, and we can leave like, yo, we killed that. you know that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So this next step I'm going to read, it's going to give you some tools on how to work through disagreements. Okay, that's what it's going to do. All right. So it says disagreements and conflicts are normal in a relationship. It's common to have different preferences, beliefs, and values from our significant other. In some cases, conflicts can be a sign that someone needs to change within a relationship. Many times, couples who ignore or avoid conflict risk facing increased tensions and unmet needs. I'm gonna read that again. I know I'm loud, but I don't care. It says, in some cases, conflicts can be a sign that something needs to change within a relationship. Many times, couples who ignore or avoid conflict risk, can I say amen? Can I get an amen, church? Risk facing increasing tension and unmet needs. That is the truth. That is the truth. That's the truth. There is no benefit in ignoring nothing. Absolute nothing. Because it don't go nowhere. I tell people this all the time. The only way to get rid of your problems is to deal with them. Point blank and the period. That's the only way to deal with it. If you're not going to deal with the problems the way they need to be dealt with, they ain't going to go nowhere. They're going to stay around. Whether it's within yourself or in a relationship that you're with, in with someone. They don't go anywhere, right? So it's better for you to deal with them than to pretend like they're not there. Sweeping stuff. Listen, and even in that analogy, sweep stuff under the rug. When you sweep it under the rug, it's visible. Actually, it's more visible when you sweep it under the rug than you were to just leave it all crazy out on the carpet, right? If you took dust, big old dust, you swept up all of this stuff, and now we want to sweep it under the rug, it's more visible. And that's what this is saying. It's more visible. I can really see it now. Whereas when it was just scattered around everywhere, the rug was flat and, but you can tell something ain't right. It's a little messy. It's a lot of messy up in here. You know what I'm saying? So then you get to sweep the stuff and you instead of you putting it in trash and dealing with it, sweeping on the carpet, and now you got this big old lump hump, on your carpet and stuff, and now it's more visible. Like you're not doing yourself a great thing by ignoring stuff. So the better way to deal with what you are going through, ma'am and sir, is to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Otherwise, them demons and jokers, them things, whatever you feeling that you have, they're going to nowhere. They're going to be right there when you wake up, when you go to bed, when you're at work, when you home, when you with your friends, when you with your whomever, whatever the case may be, they're going to be there. So it's better for you to deal with it than to not let it linger. Like I said, be wise about it though, because if you're going to deal with stuff, make sure you deal with it correctly. Otherwise, if it's not a situation where there's a level of maturity there, then you probably gonna have to wait, and that's unfortunate for the person that wants to deal with it, right? You have to table it until the people or whatever the case may be is available for you to do so. Because sometimes some grown-ups, even older than you can be, aren't really mature to deal with things. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a factual thing. So, okay. So you want to make sure that you are dealing with these things, okay? And not ignoring them. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore your issues. Do not ignore your issues. I can't even say that enough, all right? Couples who ignore or avoid conflict risk facing increased tension and unmet needs. Yes, because your needs are not going to be met if you want to be around here or ignore stuff, right? However, the way couples respond to conflict is more important than the conflict itself. Working through a disagreement in a healthy way by taking by taking respectfully and listening. By talking respectfully and listening to understand each other is an important component of any relationship, whether it's with a friend, a family member, or significant other. We can't assume that someone can see an issue from our point of view. If disagreements turn into fights more often than not, it may be time to evaluate how you're communicating with the other person. And I told you, communication resides in everything. It's not just it's just communication here, but the communication is in every arena. Communication is in love. Communication is in trust. Communication is in open communication. Communication is everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's nonstop. It's like the infinity sign is nonstop. It doesn't turn off. You as long as you got a mouth. Well, not even that, because you can sign. Unless I'm gonna say this is gonna sound really stupid and weird and crazy, and I don't even care. Unless you don't have no hands and no mouth, that's the only way you're gonna be communicating, right? You're gonna be sitting there with nothing, is no mouth and no hands, and can't sign, and you just gonna blink. You're just gonna be blinking. So stupid. So you're just gonna be blinking. So you're gonna blink. I don't know, but either way, or write it. Well, you can't write because you got a head, or write with your feet. Oh yeah, because that's another thing too. Make you write with your feet. But whatever, I'm doing too much. But I think so. Yeah, like you gotta you gotta be able to make sure that you're communicating within all of these situations and correctly, because whoever is obviously being disrespectful is not you're not you're not being understanding, or definitely unhealthy, right? Because you want to be respectful and you want to listen to understand, right? Components of relationship, whether it's with a friend, family member, or significant other, we can't assume that someone else can see our issues or point of views. If disagreements turn into fights, more often than not, it may be time to evaluate how you're communicating with one another. Try using I statements to soften language and use assertive communications. For example, here we go. For example, I would like you to stop doing that. Is a healthier way to say, you need to stop doing that. You see? You see what I'm saying? I would like you, well, she said, I would like you to stop doing that. Instead of saying, you need to stop doing it. You can, hold on. Here we go. Examples of listening. Okay. They give you examples of a place where you can go to upload examples of how to say stuff. If conflict escalates and feels difficult to resolve, it can sometimes cause us to fear disagreements with other partners, because it may trigger a partner's anger, abuse, or violence. And that's the truth. Like, I think if you are someone in your relationship where you guys don't have healthy communications, it's probably because somebody is either giving up, or somebody's either in a place where whatever work that you guys did in your relationship, it ain't work. And when it don't work, you know, people are usually prone to be like, ain't no need to talk. I'm not gonna talk to him because, or I'm not talking to her because they're not gonna listen to me anyway. So it's an immediate discouragement to even want to like talk to the individual. And it shouldn't be like that. Like I said in the beginning, you should be free and able to communicate with your partner at any and every given time. So it doesn't make any sense to me that, you know, like you shut down. Shutting down is not better. It's not a better option. Shutting down is not a better option. Um, Ignoring a person is not a better option. Choosing not to talk because you feel like they're not going to listen, it's not a better option. Doesn't make any sense to do that. So it's either you're going to choose um, your relationship, choose to be in your relationship in a healthier way, or not be in one. Period. Go your separate ways. Point blank in the period, right? It says, here we go. Some conflict, disagree your partner because violence. Partners may resort to belittling the other person during disagreements, and I feel like that's childish. First of all, I wish somebody would, who is in their 40s, trying to belittle somebody. I wish somebody would. You're too grown. You're too grown up to do something like that. Like name calling and all of that banter is stupid. It's stupid. Like, and it don't do nothing but make people mad because now you went from I'm mad at you to now I'm gonna punch you in your face. Why? Because you called me a troll or something. I don't know. I'm just making up something. You know what I'm saying? Like all that name calling, all of that escalation of conversation or you know, disagreement is childish. That's what kids do. If you watch children, that's what children do. They fight and bicker, right? Because the prefrontal lobe um, it's called a prefrontal cortex. It's not developed, so they have no reasoning ability. When you are a grown-up person in your 40s and 50s and 60s, you have your unless you got some mental issues or you bipolar or I don't know, or something like that. You got dropped when you was young. I don't know, but unless something like that happened to you, you got your whole entire prefrontal. So there's no reason for you to be digging below the bell and be immature about stuff. You either be put on your grown man, grown woman drawers and panties and act like it. Like we not kids no more. There's no reason for us to act like kids. You know, all that temper tantrum stuff, all that, hissy fitting, kicking and screaming, because that's what it looks like in an adult way. When you're a temperamental person, that's how you have tantrums. That's called adult tantruming. Okay? This is free for all my people. When you have a temperamental person, that is adult tantruming, and that's what kids do. When kids don't get their way, they don't get the stuff that they want, they kick, cry, scream, yell, they throw stuff, hit stuff. Ah! That's what they do. That's tantruming, right? Yes, they do. Grown up tantruming. That's what it is. Grown up tantruming. Cut it out. Be an adult. There's no way that you clock in a time clock, getting a paycheck, and you acting like a kid. I got a problem. Something ain't right. Something's not right with this picture. There's no possible way that you're going to be time clocking at a whole entire job with all that responsibility and acting like a child. Come on now. Let's grow up, people. Let's grow up. Let's be our age, not our shoe size. My grandmother used to tell me that all the time. At your age, not your shoe size. I actually said it right because usually I get that tongue tied. You know. So yes, listen, y'all gotta do better. Do better in your relationships. And people make it seem like relationship and it's hard. It's not. It's just work. It's not hard. It's work. And if you're not willing to put the work in, you're not going to. Then don't be in a relationship. Just be single for the rest of your life. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's just the antidote to that. That's the answer to that right there. If you don't want to have a healthy relationship, don't be in one. Simple as that. If you are going to be in a relationship, it's not hard. Marriage is not hard. Relationship is not hard. It's work. You have to work it. You have to work it. Access the tools to work your relationship, and you can have the best relationship that you want. I'm telling you, I know people that have successful, just people that's married like 60, 70 some years. You can do it. Yes, you can. You really can. But it's up to you to be able to tap into the things that is needed for you and for your significant other to be able to make it work. Because at the end of the day, if you're not gonna put the work in, don't be looking for benefits. Don't be looking for what do you call it? Not a harvest. I want to say harvest. A return, right? If you're not gonna put the work in, don't be looking for no return. I wish I would not do nothing and be like, okay, where my stuff at? No, they'll be looking at you. Well, your stuff is right where you put it at. Last time you did something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. Like, you got to put the work in it. A relationship is work. It's not hard. We make it hard because we don't want to grow up sometimes. We don't want to get past, or we're too old to feel like we need to figure out how to access tools to be better. Or we don't self-aware ourselves. We don't make ourselves aware of our new self, our evolved self. It's something in there that's causing a disconnect between the person that you're with and yourself. And if you can find what that thing is, then you can definitely work on it enough to be able to be better and to show up better and to be a better listener and to be someone who allows your partner to be heard and to communicate the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. It is. It definitely is up to the both of you. It's never just one sided. Relationship will never be one sided. Even though you get married, you become one. But it's always two people. It's always two minds that come together. It's two hands that come together, 2 feet that come together. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that you guys need to keep in mind. All right, and so I got one more. I know I'm kind of like over time, but it's gonna be all right. So we got 4 and 5. All right. So next we're gonna move on to that was good. Am I done? Yeah, I'm done. Um, so next we got is mutual intimacy. So y'all know I like to talk about sex, right? I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm gonna tell y'all now. I do. I love talking about it. And I'm not talking about like it in a vulgar way, but even though I can do that too, but I like talking about it in a more constructive, educational way because for some reason, especially as Christian people, we kind of like shun from it because it's such an intimate place. But like, no, do you not know and imagine how many relationships are suffering because they feel like they can't have the conversation with their spouse or significant other, and the things that they're doing that they're not happy about or they want to do, and they're afraid to even have these conversations. Like, no, you can have them conversations, okay? Like, don't do that. Don't please, just don't do that. I'm gonna need you, ma'am and sir, to have the conversation, okay? And it's okay if you can't have a conversation with your individual, as a significant other. We can all come together. Let's have a conversation together, because y'all know I will talk about it. And in New York, man, I'm not an expert, but I can find information. I can find you a person that you can talk to about these things, okay? So says number 4, one of the 5 healthiest ways to have a healthy relationship is mutual intimacy. It says healthy romantic relationship allows space and mutual respect for intimacy and connection. Partners are able to establish healthy boundaries and talk openly about emotional and physical desires and what that looks like in their relationship. This includes talking about sex, amen, such as what you want and don't want and what feels good or doesn't. This requires attention and ongoing communication in healthy relationships. If one or both partners feel embarrassed or unwilling to say how they feel because they are worried their partner may not listen or care, it can make intimacy more stressful than enjoyable. If one partner needs and wants areas, I'm sorry, if one partner, if one partner needs and wants are ignored, or if they are pushed into situations that are upsetting or unwanted, this is a sign of abusive behavior. Okay? So listen, y'all talk to your spouses, talk to your I'm gonna say on this topic, I'm gonna say spouses, okay? Because we know that sex is made for marriage and marriage only. So I know that this world does not do that. I know we live in a world that everyone is pretty much jumping everybody in their mama's bones and stuff. But at the end of the day, in the good book, the Lord says, sex is made for marriage. So, it is what it is. I didn't say it. I'm just here to let you know what it says. All right. So in this regard, listen, be honest with your partner. Talk to your partner. Don't feel ashamed to talk about it. I'm just saying, because if you got a mom back in the day, I want to say around maybe the 40s, they got all them kids, then you need to go to mama or grandmama and ask her grandmama, what you do with Papa to have all these kids? Because y'all did some popping all these children. Listen, it's been around for years. Church folk, Indian folk, Jamaican folk, white folk, black folk, everybody do it, okay? We all do it. And if you're going to be with someone, obviously it's something that you're going to do with your significant other eventually, especially after you say I do. And after you do, make sure you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, find the information, however, likewise. Or just talk to your spouse. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. If you want something more than anything, or if you like this or you don't like that, I would just encourage you to say something, okay? Speak up. All right. And the last one is trust. Trust. So number 5 is trust. All right. It's important to maintain relationship outside of our romantic relationships in order to have a strong support system. In healthy relationships, significant others trust one another. Trust is about knowing that someone will do what they say. Trust. I gotta take my glasses off for this, and I can't see, but I'm just saying it. Trust is about. Hold on, wait. Make sure I say it right. Make sure I say it right. Trust is about knowing that someone will do what they say. Okay? Do what you say. If you do what you say, you ain't got no problems. You ain't got no problems. You ain't gonna have no problems. If you say, honey, I'm gonna come home at 12 o'clock. I'm come home at 12 o'clock. If you say, I'm gonna make them pork chops, honey, make them pork chops, honey. If whatever the case may be, trust is very, very, very important in relationships. And you gotta have healthy trust. Not know, I'm telling you right now, and this is the show now. If you don't trust the person you with, you might as well leave right now. Because it's either, especially, well, I'm gonna say it like this. If you don't trust the person that you're with after at least about 5 or 6 years, and you still don't trust them, you've been with them for 5 or 6 years, you might as well go ahead and leave. Because obviously you're never gonna trust them. Because that makes no sense for you to stay in a relationship with somebody for this long and you still don't trust them. Either they ain't do their work or you ain't do yours, y'all ain't do it together, something, whatever the case may be. And that's just my feelings about it. It's not law, it's not what this is saying. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. It just doesn't make you're going to be hypertension and paranoid and checking phone. First of all, ladies, I know I'm gonna kick myself in the butt for this, but I don't care. Ladies, listen, if you gotta go through your man's phone, you don't need to be with him. Nope. If you don't trust the boo that you with, you don't need to be with him. Unless you got some kind of inclination that he's doing something wrong or whatever. Don't go to his phone, just ask him. Ask him, can you have his phone? If you want to check something, I would rather you do that than for you to sneakily go through somebody. Don't do that. That's an invasion of privacy for real. Don't do stuff like that. Like I would never encourage anybody to do stuff like that. And obviously, if you have to do that, that means you don't trust the person as it is. So I would just say, you know what? Just don't do it. Period. What swing is that gets you to have, but not give her what she wants all the time. Well, yeah, I don't know. It says what okay. When your significant other gets you what she wants you to have, but not what you want, and you give her what she wants all the time, what about that? Well, I would just say if that's the case, if you my question to you is, did you communicate that? Did you verbally, that's what I said, communication is key, right? Did you verbally say to her, I don't like the fact that I get you what you want, but you don't get me what I want? Or is it possible that when I ask you for something, that you can get what I asked you for instead of getting me what it is that you want? My thing is this, if that's something that cannot be met, then stop buying stuff. stop buying stuff for her, or go your separate ways or something. Period. Like don't. I mean, there's no other point in it. And if unless that's your love language, if your love language is gifts and that's how you feel love, and they're not complying with that, then you might need to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you communicated. If you communicated to her and said, okay, well, every time I turn around, you're not getting me the things I want, but I'm always giving you what you want, then you might need to you might need to go bye bye. You might need to back away or something of that nature. You know, or I mean, otherwise, you make how you feel known, and let her know that okay, um this is what I would like to do. Remember I said the I, right? The I, not the you, but the I would like you to buy me the things that I asked you to buy me, instead of you'll never buy me what I want. That ain't gonna go over well, right? It's not gonna go over well. So if you say, I would like you to buy me things that I want you to buy me, instead of buy me what you would like to buy me, if that's okay. You know, have that type of conversation with her. If it goes over well, if you talk about it and it goes over well, then there you go. You know, that's moving into the right direction. If at any point she's not susceptible to what you're saying, then you might need to table that relationship and go about your business. Because if it ain't happened now, it ain't probably ain't gonna happen. I mean, it may happen down the road. It's either one or two things. You can either be okay with it and just live with the fact that she's probably not gonna do that, or tell her, how about this? Just give me the money and I'll go buy what I want. Give me the money. I don't know, something of that nature. Hopefully, somebody else has a another idea. I don't know. This is just how I feel about it. But if you have a different idea about it, please say so, and I'll read it or whatever the case may be. All right. So yes. So it also means that each other person in the relationship feels free to spend. Oh, here we go. Says so we're going to read trust. It's important to maintain relationships outside of your romantic relationship in order to. Okay, in healthy relationships, significant others trust one another. Trust is about knowing that someone will do what they say. It also can mean that each person in the relationship feels free to spend time with the other person in their life, like friends and family. It also can mean that each person in the relationship feels free to spend time with other people. In a relationship, I'm sorry. A relationship can become unhealthy when one person feels jealous every time their partner talks to or spends time with other people in their life. And that is the truth. That is the truth. That is definitely the truth. And I feel like this because I've seen this before. And my thing is this: either you develop a level of balance in that regard, or you're going to have to do either or, because it's just not going to work, especially with a woman, because we're very territorial, right? We're very, we're, I'm sorry, we're very territorial people. And I think that if you develop a level of balance within that, like, so if you're going to hang out with your friends or your family, stuff like that, and you have a relationship, you want to make sure that you balance that out. Like, you're not just spending all the time here with your family and your friends and stuff like that, and then you just give in whatever, to your relationship. No, I would say find your balance and establish boundaries. What are your boundaries? How can you how can you have all of what you want and what you need and desire within the right kind of boundary and healthy place? Period. That's what I would say, right? That I would say something like that, because that's really important. Because I believe it's important for you to, have a relationship with your family and your friends, but it's also to make sure you have a healthy relationship as well. So that's important. Hi, Lynette. How are you? So that's important too. Um, partner talks to spend. Okay. If one partner is accusing the other of flirting constantly, or tells the partner not to talk to or interact with another person in their life, these may be signs of abusive behaviors and mistrust. Yeah, absolutely. And these if you see, so I'm going there, ladies. I'm sorry, but I'm going there, ladies. There are a lot of women that have mistrust when it comes to relationships, and a lot of the root of their mistrust is from because of insecurity. And if you and men, if you haven't secured her, then you have a slight responsibility of it. But so that's just your part. But the predominant part of it is the woman. And you gotta be secure within yourself to be able to be in this kind of relationship and know that, listen, let me tell you, let me tell y'all something. And this I'm just gonna be me right now. If you are beautiful and he picked you and he fine, that's okay. Let that be okay. Because in your mind, you should know and you should think and you should feel, he picked me. So if women are looking at him or whatever, as long as he ain't flirting, but if women are admiring him or whatever the case may be, let that be okay. You should, within yourself, you should feel like, yeah, I gotta find one. Yep. Yeah, I got a good one. Yeah, he fine. I know. Yeah, keep on looking. That's how you should. That's how I would. That's how I am. That's how I am. Because at the end of the day, you have nothing to be insecure about. Because at the end of the day, the point of the matter is the first thing of security is that he chose you. That's the first part of security, right? Is that he chose you. After that, you can work through the rest of the stuff. But if you know in your mind that he chose you, then what follows is, okay, now he secured me in trust, communication, yada yada yada, whatever the areas are. You talked about your boundaries and you talked about, your balance and stuff like that. So now because you guys have the wealth of that information established, you're good. So now you can be secured. And if you are basing your relationship off of how you look, that's a problem. That's a problem. You should not base the security of your relationship off of how you look. You should base it off of what you know. And what you know is he chose you. And if he chose to be with you, then y'all establish the roots of what your relationship is and be all right with that. Be all right with that. Don't get mad because women find him attractive or if he may see whatever. That's natural for a man. It is natural for a man to look at a girl or their body parts or something of that nature. It's just human nature. It is what it is. It should not be offensive to you. It should not take away anything significant from who you are as a person. I don't do that. Don't succumb yourself to small things like that. You know what I'm saying? If he may glance at a girl behind or something of that nature, don't say, oh, because he's looking at her, then it belittles you. That's how you think about yourself. If that's how you think about yourself, something wrong. And that's what you need to check within yourself. If you are a big girl like me, I'm a big girl. At least I consider myself to be a big girl. If you're a big girl like me, listen, you better accept and love who you are and value yourself and as who you are as a person. And if this person will be with you, they're gonna be with you however they need to be with you, and y'all figure that out together. And everything else is a non-factor. That's how you gotta think about it. Everything else is be secure in your relationship. Like be secure. Don't walk around here, oh no, they flirting with everybody. Hey, look at all these girls. Every time I turn around, da da da. Be like, okay. Because you know what? I think when a man sees that you trust him and you're not like that, they go hard. They go even harder. It's kind of like counterproductive for you to act that way, right? So you got to figure it out. You got to figure that stuff out, and you give a man room enough to grow into that place for you, even if he needs to that the opportunity for him to grow in that space. right? Give him the opportunity to do so. Don't just smother him with it. Like, give him the opportunity to be able to grow in that space. So that way he can be able to be like, okay, yo, I gotta, this my boo right here. Like, nah, man, she's too valuable for me to do anything else. And y'all can do that for each other and vice versa, right? That's and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? So we should be able to trust each other in all given areas. Sometimes a woman or a man insecurities don't come from your spouse. That root is deeper and it starts with self. Absolutely. If you're insecure with yourself, you definitely going to be insecure with others. I agree. I agree, Lynette. I so agree with you. Yes, ma'am. If you are insecure within yourself, and I said it earlier, if you are insecure within yourself, you're going to be insecure in a relationship as well. That's what I said. You got to do your work. That's what I said. Relationship is not just whatever is happening that you can receive from the other person, but you got to do the work within yourself. Relationship is work. It's not just the thing that you do, but relationship is not hard. That's what I say. Relationship is not hard. It just takes work. It takes work, and then most of that is within yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, securing who you are as a person. As she said, that stuff takes work. And if you're not willing to do the work within yourself, how good will you be for the relationship or another person that you're giving yourself to? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be no good to them either if you're not even good for yourself. So it takes work. It takes work. It takes work, right? Um, you want to make sure that you can trust. You want to make sure that you can communicate and have open communication. You want to make sure you're listening and being heard. You want to make sure you have mutual intimacy and trust within your relationship. Okay, I went over a little bit, but it's all right. That was good conversation. So these are the 5 essentials for a healthy relationship. Okay, I want y'all to be encouraged. Listen, talk to your spouse, talk to your significant other, talk to your loved ones, whomever they are, friends, whatever the case may be, and show up authentic. Show up authentic. You don't need a spouse. You need a therapist and the altar with lots of prayer. Amen to that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Definitely yes to the therapist. Amen to that. And the altar. I know that's right. Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much, guys, for listening, for watching. Please, I hope you guys are going to come out June 18th to our tea time, ladies. Hello, ladies. June 18th, we're going to do Lemonade and Roses tea time at the Ewing Community Center in Ewing, New Jersey. It's going to be 999 Lower Ferry Road on June 18th. The time is from 12 to 4. I think that's the only thing I didn't say. Yes, absolutely. You're always honest. Y'all know I keep 100% around right around here, honey. So yes, ma'am, absolutely. So June 18th from 12 to 4 p.m. We're going to be having lemonades and roses tea time with hosting Ms. Alicia Davis. Thank you so much, love. She's hosting one of my tea times. One of my Bow Squad members. Girls, wear your shirts. Bow Squad, suit up, please. June 18th. Make sure I let them know that too. So 999 Lower Ferry Road, Ewing, New Jersey. Come out, y'all. It's going to be fantastic. We'll eat, we'll have some fun. Listen, y'all come out, please. If y'all need to know any more information, go to beautybows.com. That's BEAUTIBOWS @.com. Go there. All the information is there. Anything you need to know, whatever the case may be. If you would like to donate, the places to donate is scrolling right underneath me, as you can see. So thank you so much for your generosity. We are also collecting donations for Father's Day baskets. So if you feel free and you would like to be a part of our Father's Day basket, please send a donation, however, like why. That would be great, great, and great, great, great. So thank you again for everyone who's listening. I think this was a great, great show. I'm going to do my roll call. I thought this was wonderful. Yes, it was. All right, so here's on my roll call. I'm going to call everybody out. So thank you to all of the viewers. Thank you to, all right, I'm gonna do first. So thank you to Kimberly. Thank you to Miss Mike Morris. Thank you, Markia. Love you, girl. Monique. Celebration Christian. Thank you, Sean Brown. Thank you, Mr. Boone. Vera Van Klein. Darlene. Hey, Darlene. Thank you, Lynette. I love you, girl. Joelle. Hey, Joelle. Hey, that's old school friend right there. Who else? And Crystal. Hey, Crystal. Crystal's also one of my Bo Squad members. She's hopefully going to be doing a tea time for me too. So, hey, Crystal. Love you, boo. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hold on, wait. I got some more. Thank you, LB. Love you. And Derek, Brian. Thank you. Yes, this was great. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, for watching. I appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you. Listen, we do this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. I'll see you guys next week. I'm trying to get some more people on. Listen, Lynette, if you ready to come out on the 18th and, bring a table, whatever you want to do, holler at me. Let me know what's up, okay? I've been trying to get you, girl. I've been trying to get you to do something, So let me know if you're ready, all right? I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Lady B. I love you and I mean it. Y'all have a wonderful night. And I will see y'all on Wednesday at 7. 7. All right. Love you. Love you. Have a good night. Don't forget, June 18th. See you there.